Hello, check 1, 2.
Hello.
And we're back with
Hey.
season 3 of Off-Road with the Abrams. We're doing this recorded because we don't have really amazing internet
Technology.
at these hotels that we're at on the tour, the Something New tour.
Something
Isn't that
new
right,
tour.
John?
Yeah, exactly. This is great, though. I've been missing everybody.
I've forced
been missing
John
everybody.
to finally come back and do this. He's wanted to do it as well, but we did have a very long day of driving,
Very
and
long.
I just felt like this tour was almost coming to an end, and so I was worried we weren't going to finally start the podcast on this tour.
Well, and James, listen, folks, you guys, you need to know, James is up on this because, I was in the middle of ordering Applebee's on Uber Eats.
When is that getting here, by
I
the
don't know.
way?
Hang on, let me check the phone. Let me see here. Hang on. I was in the middle of ordering. Let me see. I was in the middle of ordering Uber Eats on my phone, and James says, "John, if we don't do the pod now, we're never going to do it."
That's right. That's right.
And so I said, okay, I guess I'm going to have to just get my Applebee's while we're doing the podcast, which I don't think you guys won't mind, right? So who's coming? Michael. Michael is taking care of me. He's a diamond member. He's a diamond level. That's high.
That is incredible.
Anyway.
am hoping that this all works out, and if not, then we'll just do another one. But at very least, we're making an effort, and I'm very excited to be back
A for effort.
for the season 3 of Off-Road with the Abrams. It's been a long time trying to start this up because we wanted to start the 3rd season on the road, and the thing was there was a few opportunities where it seemed like we were going to go out for a good tour run, and things just, because of prolonged COVID stuff, we didn't get back out on the road. And so it's been, John, I think it's over a year since we finished our season 2. So
I think so.
I was kind of getting a little sad about that
Me
we
too.
had been putting it off for that long. And so anyways, thank you to anybody that listens to this episode and is back on the off-road wagon, if you will. I was going to say train, but then I was thinking of something that could be driven on the road.
On the road, yeah.
And that was my best attempt at that.
That's good.
Let's talk about the tour, though, John.
Yeah.
Where have we been playing, and how has your experience been so far?
So, we tried to do an episode for you guys, was it 2 weeks ago? So we've been out for a few weeks now in the U.S., all across the U.S., and so this is called the Something New Tour. We have our brand new single out on the radio in Canada, and this is Story Time with John.
Let's do it. We need to...
Yeah, so we went to Denver first, and that was where we tried to do...
For any audio listeners, and I really want to be conscious of audio listeners.
Yes, audio listeners. Thank you, guys.
This season, because I'm hoping that this that off-road can be kind of entertaining regardless of if you're watching or not. I listen to... Sorry to just kind of hijack your story for 1 second.
No, it's all good.
I listen to a lot of podcasts and in the audio form, and I feel like sometimes when podcasts have something that's pretty visual, it's like I'm kind of just waiting around. So we do have some stuff I've collected that's visual that will try to describe things properly so people can have a good time if they're just listening via audio. But that's one of my, I wouldn't say pet peeves, but it's something that when I'm listening to podcasts, it's like I'm just waiting. It's like it's just a pause in the show, and it bothers me. So anyways, we have on the screen our story time, a very sophisticated story time backdrop. It's a fire up in the woods somewhere in probably the mountains or whatever.
Perfect,
and it feels pretty cozy.
And speaking of those mountains,
Anyways,
bad segue alert. And speaking of those mountains, we started in Denver for our first show at the Levitt Pavilion in Denver. And we have made our way all the way across through Kansas City, down to Chattanooga, in through Tennessee. We played a bunch in Tennessee. Franklin, that was a lot of fun. And then we made our way up through Charlotte and then Virginia, and have just spent a bunch of time over the last week or so in the Northeast. And we are now in Philadelphia, which...
That's right. We're literally sitting in Philadelphia now.
We've kind of been zigzagging back and forward through this area, right? Because the other night...
We got some cheesesteak.
We got some real Philly cheesesteaks from what's it called again? Is Philly King? Philly King? Isn't that what it's called?
No, Pat's.
Pat's King of Steaks. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Pat's King of Steaks.
Good thing I remember.
Which is the original place where they invented Philly cheesesteaks in the 30s.
This is why, John, I wanted to do the podcast
I
on the road.
I know. And listen,
because we have actual content, we can react to certain things we're doing, and so this is exciting.
So let's talk about Philly cheesesteaks for a second. I kind of had this conception of what I was going to feel like when I ate one. Like I always assumed that if I was going to eat a Philly cheesesteak, it was going to be like the most. I'd feel terrible for the next 24 hours or something. I just thought this thing is going to be so heavy, so
So there's a couple of cheese options, right? There's American,
right?
Or sorry, I should say provolone is the original apparently.
Yeah, that's right.
American, and then there's Cheese Whiz,
which is it's the way to go. That's the way to go, though.
And John got Cheese Whiz,
and I did.
I don't even like saying the name Cheese Whiz. I think it just
sort of throws you off.
It just I don't even know what it is. It just seems like some slimy
mess. Does anybody know what Cheese Whiz is? Do you know what's Cheese Whiz?
Yes, there are people in the world who know what Cheese Whiz is.
I think there's a very small set of scientists that know what Cheese Whiz is. No, but anyway, I got the Cheese Whiz, and so honestly, Pat's King of Steaks, phenomenal, and I didn't feel that much different than after I eat like a cheeseburger. Like it was heavy, but it was really enjoyable. And also when you're out on the road, and James can attest to this as well, we burn a lot of calories. Like we're up on stage playing every single night. So this today is a driving day. Yesterday was the end of a 6-day in a row run.
It's been crazy.
And James and I are doing all the driving too. And unfortunately, our tour bus broke down.
Yeah, so it actually, this brings me back to when you mentioned Denver. It made me remember about posting about the vehicles that we're using on this tour.
So awesome.
Revell, Ford Lincoln from Verona.
Yeah, Verona, Ontario.
You can talk about it because, it's close to home from
my backyard.
Yeah. Again, every time we start the pod, I try to remind John not to say exactly where he lives.
Yeah,
but
and
continue.
I tend to give it away. Somehow I'm always slipping. I think everybody knows my address now. I won't say it, I promise. But no, literally just down the road in Verona, Ontario, is a family-run Ford dealership, Ford Lincoln dealership, as James said, Revell Ford, and our family tour bus, which has been what we've ridden in on tour since 2006, right? Like I was 16, you were 13 or something when we got the bus.
Yeah.
And long before we could drive it, James and I drive it now, but long before we could drive it, we were touring bluegrass festivals with this bus. So it really it has been like a home away from home. And in fact, for anybody who's got the Reminder album, it's right on the front of the album. And so this winter, the transmission, we realized that the transmission was completely shot in it, and it's a massive undertaking to replace a if you have ever had to replace a transmission in a car, think like exponentially more expensive than that for a bus. So we haven't toured for a couple of years, and we weren't sort of in the best position to be able to swap out a transmission before we go on tour. So really, really awesome. The Revell family, Brad, good friend of mine, and his dad and uncle, the whole family, they essentially loaned us a King Ranch Expedition, Ford Expedition, and a F-150 with a cap on the back that we've been able to fill up with our gear and take on the road. And it has been an absolute godsend, total lifesaver out here. One thing is, James and I love driving together, and that's the thing about the bus, right? Like you and I, the whole idea for the pod came from you and I telling stories back and forward, just sitting up, like
that's true,
entertaining ourselves, and we thought, oh, maybe some people would like to listen in. So it is. I kind of miss you. I do. I miss you not being able to drive together. But honestly, Revell came and really saved us for it. So we appreciate you guys.
We made a post. We took a photo of the trucks in the mountains there near Denver. And we posted that on online on our social media pages, and it was it was nice to take a few photos of the trucks with a nice backdrop.
It looked very Insta.
Well,
I felt very proud of that.
I'm glad we were able to get that up, and because it was, as you said, very, very kind of them to do that. So we've had, quite a few. Is there any specific moments so far on this tour, John, that you feel have, other than the cheesesteaks, that has that's been pretty memorable?
You know what's funny is that my mind went to cheesesteaks first, and I think it's
know.
because I'm waiting for my Applebee's.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
No, you know what?
Any
Big highlight for
memorable?
me.
Yeah.
Big highlight for me was the other night in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
James and we played the Bethlehem Music Fest, like I think 4 or 5 years in a row. I can't remember, but a phenomenal festival. If anybody ever goes to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania right now, basically in the middle of the summer, there's like a week-long festival called Music Fest. It's MUSIKFEST. And it's free. The whole thing's free. And they'll have massive pop headliners play this thing. I remember one year, we were playing and Selena Gomez was headlining or something, right? Remember?
Mm.
And so we got to play just before Music Fest at it's oddly enough, it was another Levitt Pavilion.
Really nice venues.
Yeah. And it's at the Steel Stacks, which is a really cool history, actually. So Bethlehem, Pennsylvania was home to Bethlehem Steel, which was a huge company in the United States at one time.
Give us the history on Bethlehem Steel there, John.
Well, I don't know the whole history of Bethlehem Steel, but I know, and you should fact check this,
don't.
but they are defunct now, I believe. Anyway, what's left of the factory, which looks like the Titanic on land, it's kind of like rusted out. It's a rusted out factory.
I love big factories like that.
It's so fascinating.
Yeah,
and
I
they
really
have taken this essentially shell of a rusted factory that's left next to the river, and they've turned it into essentially a massive art installation that's lit up at night. And there is an ultra modern, super awesome stage in front of it. And they do this summer series where, tons of people come to this lawn and watch shows. And, it's a free show. So it's hard to predict how many people are going to come. And we were so floored and over the top excited because there was about 1,000 people that came to our show in Bethlehem, and the response was just so uplifting. And
absolutely.
And so anyway, that was a big highlight for me. There's been a few, but that one comes to mind just because it was literally the other night and a great time.
I will say, for anybody that's watching me blink a lot, it is because we drove a long way today.
Yeah.
My eyes are
some Visine.
Well, yeah, just feel. So, anyways, we're grinding through. I'm having fun, but my eyes just feel very tired.
No.
So, anyways, if I blink a lot, that's why.
Yeah, or me too.
But
me too.
we
I kind of have a blinking problem
get
though.
The pod started again, John.
I know.
And everybody, John really, really wanted to say no, but no. Here
so
we
he's
are.
throwing me under the bus. He's throwing me under the F-150.
This tour is called the Something New Tour.
Yeah,
and
you mentioned that.
Yes.
A couple times.
Yes, but it's called the Something New Tour because that's the name of our newest single, and also it's off of our brand new project, which we should talk about because we haven't. That is brand new from the computer sounds like it's going to take off. That's a new piece of news from the last season.
That's true.
That was in the works, and now we haven't named the project yet, or we haven't released the name. So,
but we
talk
recorded
about the project,
it. We recorded it
basically.
after the last season ended, right?
Yeah. So get into that.
So yeah, all right. Well, thanks for teeing me up there, Jamesy.
Moving things
I
along.
thought you were gonna take that one. No.
Sure. All right.
I can talk about it.
We recorded our new project in Nashville at Johnny Reed's studio, Soul Train.
Soul Train, very nice studio.
In Berry Hill in Nashville, which is a pretty cool little neighborhood.
Oh,
there.
love Berry Hill. We've done a bunch of work in Berry Hill. A lot of writing in the year.
We
over
can
the
get
years.
into Berry Hill a little bit, but we recorded it down there with a producer named Togs Salter, and it's an EP. and Something New is the first single off
That's
that. And we are very excited to. We don't have a date for the EP yet, as well. But let's get into
No.
Berry Hill. I just wanted to at least put that out there.
Tee up Berry Hill.
Let's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Berry Hill. Berry Hill made me realize that I think I could be vegan.
Oh, I
That
understand
little
why.
That vegan spot
That's
there,
true.
man.
Yeah.
I think I could do it if I had
You think
good
so?
enough variety of food.
Is there though for you? Is there
there
enough variety to be a vegan?
Yeah.
for you?
No, I'm just saying if I had a place like that near
Yeah.
me, I think I could.
Because I know
vegan.
some vegans and it's like really like you really have to like spend time and energy sourcing stuff out. I mean, I have a huge amount of respect for people
right,
who
because
like
there's
it's tough.
stuff in the fine print or something.
Well, like being a vegetarian
Is easier.
Oh yeah, like I mean, without a doubt, it's easier. But to be full on vegan, but this restaurant though, I mean, here's the thing:
great.
if you lived in
great.
Berry Hill right at near the Soul Train studio, you could be vegan because you could just literally go to the restaurant every day, as long as you had the budget
That's
for
what
it.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
But like,
What
I'm
was it
good
called
with,
again?
I'm good with pita
Sunflower.
and hummus, right?
Yeah.
I'm good with
Pita and hummus. Yeah.
the sort of the different meat alternatives they had in there.
Yep.
But I'm bringing this up because I know that it gets John fired up to know that I could probably be a vegan.
Oh no,
because,
like I think I just couldn't. I mean, and this is just me. It's just my personal thing, but I don't think that I could drop meat.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it, man. And I don't know. Like and the screen went black. I don't even know. Oh,
we're still going.
are we still going?
No, we're not.
Are we? Are we not?
Yeah.
Are we?
We are. Our camera is not. Let's continue.
Okay. All right. Well,
keep
we'll continue.
talking. Just keep talking.
James will fix it while I talk about. So
There we
anyway,
go.
going back to nice James, good save.
Sorry.
Good
So there's
save,
our
buddy.
first.
Our
What it
first
is
tech
the
club.
computer just went to sleep. So I'll just keep making sure to touch the computer.
So we recorded the album in Berry Hill next to this great vegan
Yeah.
restaurant that we went with Togs like multiple times,
Mhm.
over the course of the week. Like I do agree though. I would have a hummus and pita platter or whatever the thing that
Yeah.
we got every time, right? And it would last me for energy's sake for like 8 hours.
Yeah, I just felt better. To be
Yeah,
honest.
like and by contrast, I've kind of been a little lazy over the past couple days and definitely crushed a few cheeseburgers and pizzas for the last few days, let's be
Mhm.
honest. I don't feel like 10% as good as I did those days when we were at the
Yeah,
vegan
I
restaurant,
know.
right?
I
And
know.
so
So that's kind
don't
of
know.
why I
Yeah.
just thought I thought that
sometimes it
I'd
happens
get
on
a
the
good
road though.
response from you
Yeah.
for that. But
But working with Togs,
Yeah.
we spent a week there, and so Something New was one of the songs of the brand new single on the radio. But I think what was really awesome about working with Togs, and James and we've talked about this a bit, so you can weigh in on this, but Togs is a great hit pop and country producer. I mean, he's worked with Hunter Hayes, he's worked with Walk Off the Earth and Scott Hellman. I mean, pretty heavily on those records.
I think your food might be here.
I think so too. I think he's
So
wondering.
you
what's
can
going
go
on.
do that. I can hold this.
But
hold this
then
down.
anyway, but Togs grew up listening to bluegrass, didn't he, James? And you can just sort of take from there while I go get my Applebee's.
Yeah, I'll probably
Okay,
talk
one
about
second.
something completely different, but it's all good.
You're just gonna abandon my point. Okay.
Yeah, that's all good. But so there's lots of things we can get into here. We could talk about John's segue, but it seems like he actually. Oh, the person came to the door. Nice. So, anyways, I didn't realize he was coming right to the door. I think.
No,
I
I
think
can.
he- I
Full
think he-
service.
I think he looked in and he was very
So
confused as to why I was talking into.
Well, also there,
microphone.
I just realized I did this too fast. We're tired.
That's what
We're
a
tired,
nice guy.
and I did this too fast. So there were conflicting notes.
Let's
in
see what
the-
you got.
There were
See what food you
conflicting
got.
notes in the Uber order though. I said meet at door, and then in the notes I said leave at door. And so I think, and then he tried to
no.
call me while we were on the pod. I feel
John.
terrible.
That's worst
James and I
case
have done
scenario.
some Uber Eats driving. We definitely did some Uber Eats driving over the course of the pandemic, and I didn't like the people that made conflicting notes like that, so I feel bad. But anyway,
Let's see
what I got.
what food you got.
I got a shrimp and parm steak.
All right, let's see.
You remember this? We had a
Open
good
it
shrimp
up. I
and
want
parm.
to see it opened
Okay, hang
up
on.
here, right on the podcast. What I was going to get into was just some of the stuff that I think are hoping to do with the podcast. We'll probably do a refresh of all the visual stuff that was from the first two seasons. But I don't want to put too much pressure on myself because it took us a year to start up season 3.
So you really
right,
did
give
a
us a
Ben.
review.
You really did a Ben in the. I did want to say though about Tog. So like he
Make sure that your XLR is into the
is in
microphone. It looks like it's just about to.
Can you guys hear me? Yeah, that's it.
Everybody can hear you.
Togs, excuse me, Togs and his dad used to listen to bluegrass a lot together, and so even though Togs has this huge pop background and has gotten into country, I think more recently, he grew up on bluegrass, which was really cool because we did too, and we immediately kind of had a bit of a connection there, didn't we? Like it was a it was like a moment where we realized, even though we're making stuff that definitely isn't bluegrass on this record, it just helped inform the way that we recorded vocals and decided on what harmonies to do and what instrumentation to do in different spots.
Yeah, I love how so John's also, he's bringing up things that we talk about on stage a little bit here, and this actually is a great time to bring up something that I think about every night when he's saying this point. So he brings up the bluegrass thing, and then we play our new single, which is has very little bluegrass sounding elements.
I know.
And so every time I'm like,
it's an odd
you're
segue.
now, yeah, and I think we need to clean that up.
Maybe we need to clean that
because
up. Yeah.
I get a little confused. I'm like, now I feel like the audience is going to expect something that has a
Sort of
kind
a
of
bluegrass
bluegrassy,
sound, and then it's not.
and
bluegrass.
then it's completely
That's
not.
true. That's true. It's true.
So, anyways,
We got to figure out a different way to tee that up then.
Yeah.
You're Mr. Tee Up,
Yeah.
so let's
And
figure. Do you want to see my
let's
shrimp
make
and
sure,
parm?
Yes, I do. But I also want to make sure that
Yeah, you can see it. Look at the lights are blinking when I talk.
Yeah, but you just need to
Check.
just not
Check.
get too
Yeah.
too excited
aggressive.
because
Too aggressive.
John gets after the mic there. There you go. You know, nothing to write home about.
So I don't
but
really have like a.
shrimp and parm.
You've
I
had
see
this.
shrimp. It looks shrimp and steak to me.
It's shrimp and parm steak is what it is.
Oh.
Like you can get the Bourbon Street steak.
Of course. Parm is just the cheese aspect.
Yeah, it's shrimp and parmesan melted on a steak.
When I think of parm, I think of like chicken parmesan.
Nice.
You know?
Okay, you're gonna carry this because I'm gonna put my mic down. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that's
eat a little
fine. That's fine. But we need the mic to be away from your food because that's just gonna be weird. So we got some stuff we can react to. You know, we're not halfway through yet, but John got food, so we'll just do some of this. We have some. Get a couple things in here. Yeah, nobody can hear you. Here's something that was pretty crazy. So, I'm hoping that is there a way to? Okay. No, I'm good. I don't need to lean my mic over. So look at this. Let's go to React. Look at this. Okay, I got my streaming skills back. So for anybody that's just listening with audio, this is a squirrel that I saw on my neighbor's house that I am so... Please, can you... I don't want to sign. Thank you. That's a squirrel. Look at this. Hanging off the side of the house.
How is that possible? I didn't know they could do that.
So for anybody who's listening with audio, I hope that you can check this out later, but it's like a brick house where the squirrel is hanging like Spider-Man
Spider
off
squirrel for reals.
a 90-degree angle wall and just sitting there, but not hanging. Like it's like
It's walking
there's
down
no
the wall.
surface. No, it was sitting there in the sun for
No.
more than half an hour. It was like half an hour, an hour. I didn't see it leave.
That's crazy. I've never seen this before.
So I don't know if it was on the roof, and then it was trying to go down, and then partially the way down it realized how high it was. That's kind of what I was thinking maybe happened, and then it got stuck because it was scared. Yeah. Right? But this was spider squirrel. So that's my spider squirrel segment. Let's go back to story time here. So I made sure to put that into the group of stuff for us to look at. I've got some more stuff here. This was an interesting post that I saw. Now, people can fact check me. I find stuff online and it might be fake, but anyways. This apparently is a girl or a person. I'm not quite sure. It looks like a young girl.
I think so.
But this person has
it's a 7-year-old girl
child
named Olivia.
Okay, great. This child has the only known case of what's called chromosome 6 deletion.
What?
Where a person does not feel pain, hunger, or the need to sleep.
Oh, and subsequently
and
no sense of fear.
So she or they are honestly like Superwoman.
Actually.
Yeah.
But not feeling pain is hard. Like
this actually was sad. I forgot this was in here. In 2016, she was hit by a car and dragged 30 meters, yet felt nothing and emerged with minor injuries.
Oh my goodness!
So people can fact check me.
So
it might be fake.
But the trouble with not feeling pain, like it's problematic, right? Because not feeling pain, like what was his name? Ralph Wadlow, I think was his name.
Yeah, the tallest man.
The tallest man in the world at one time or in history or whatever it is. You have to check that. He couldn't feel pain in his feet because of how tall he was. He had bad circulation.
Yeah.
And because of that, he cut his foot and didn't feel it and got infected, and that's how he passed away. And I think he was in his 30s or something. Like he wasn't that old. So I mean, pain is such an asset to us, right? Because it makes us averse to, and that's why she's like the chromosome 6 issue. She doesn't have fear, right? Because pain is I think, right? Like it's a way for us to create that sense of caution.
There's Robert.
Yeah.
So there's Robert
Wadlow. Yeah, Robert Wadlow, not Ralph.
Look at the size of that guy.
Yeah, amazing.
Holy smokes.
But circulatory
him too?
issues for him, he didn't have the pain centers either. In his legs.
Those other adults look like children compared
they're
to that guy.
half size. Like they like if for anybody who's listening, and if you look up Robert Wadlow online, people standard ordinary size average height people are like up to his waist.
So that was kind of wild. Anyways, you're right. Pain, not having pain, like it sounds. I'm not going to say it sounds good, but it certainly can be not good, right? When in the context of what you were saying, like if you don't feel pain, you can hurt yourself and not really even realize. Like, you would probably want to take that child like for checkups a couple times a year, wouldn't
just
you?
to make sure that they're like, I mean,
like
what if there's what if they had a serious like rupture or something that inside didn't know, right? I mean, that's, and then this not feeling tired. I mean, like, feeling tired when we're on the road driving. I mean, that's the alert for us to pull over, go to sleep. Like, what if we didn't feel tired when we were driving on the highway today to Philadelphia?
Yeah, I have
right?
a lot of questions, but anyways, we'll just talk in circles.
Chromosomal 6.
Let's check some of this other stuff out. This is a little funny. It was funny in the moment. I don't know if it's still funny for me, but look at this. If you feel it was a meme. If you feel useless today, remember somebody is working as a lifeguard at the Olympics. So I thought that was all right. And the picture is really good for anybody who can see it. It's true, though. That could just be any... No, it is an Olympic photo for sure. But, there's some things in life where, you just got to do it for liability, and is what it is. So we're still gonna keep reacting because John is only halfway through his dinner. That's how we, that's how we had to, bribe him to get back on to the season.
I can't
3.
tell if that's a passive aggressive, like
No.
like you
Take
need
your
me
time.
you want me to stop eating.
Take your time, John.
I can't tell. Is that like a veiled?
No. Take your time. Enjoy your dinner.
Is that like a veiled brother thing?
No, enjoy your dinner.
You know the veiled brother things.
Yeah.
You do.
Oh yeah.
This is what people want, man. They want to hear about brother things.
This was pretty good. This was pretty good too. Let's see this meme. We got this fellow right here. So this person posted on something, Twitter or something. So I work at Taco Bell today, and I was having a very rough day. Then this guy pulls up. Thank you, random citizen, for making my day much better. So this person rolled up with a watermelon on his head that he made into what looks like either that's his beard or he drew like a chin strap to make it look like a helmet. That's some good wholesome fun right there.
That is for sure him having shaved his beard into a chin strap to make
Okay,
it
you
look
think it's
like
his beard?
that's amazing. That's committed.
And the picture's good because there's a girl in the in the passenger seat just with
Face palm.
Face
Full
palming.
face palm.
Literally face palming.
I can set this aside, Jamesy. I
No,
don't wanna leave you hanging.
no. You're not leaving me hanging at all.
It's a really good shrimp and parm
Take
steak.
your time.
They
We're
cooked
good.
it perfectly.
We're
I
good.
can't believe this actually kind of survived the ride. You know, like Uber, it's a toss-up whether or not getting a steak is a wise choice, right? I mean, you're not getting it right onto the table from the kitchen, right? So it's
No.
all right.
Let's see what else I got. This had an explanation, but I don't see it here with me. We could bring this up and then talk about some more of the tour. So this is a picture of a shirt from something we stumbled into while driving down, which it feels, oh my goodness, this feels like it was ages ago. It was the start of the tour, and it was at the Iowa 80 truck stop.
World's largest truck stop.
We happened to stop there and, and find ourselves in the middle of the 43rd annual Trucker Jamboree at the Iowa 80 truck stop.
It was something
It was a
else.
jamboree
It
for
was
sure.
It was so, and Diamond Rio was playing, right?
I believe they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were
Which is pretty
playing at
cool.
it was so cool. I mean, they weren't playing when we were there, but like
Yeah.
they were going to be playing the event.
Yes.
And we had no idea what was going on. We just landed in.
Yeah.
Because we
And-
always stop at Iowa 80 truck stop on the way across Iowa. We always do it. It's the world's largest truck stop. We used to go there with our bus driver, Steve Jackson, who loved Iowa 80.
Mhm.
And Steve passed away in 2005, but he was like,
Yeah.
we always have to stop at Iowa 80. So we do it just because,
So we
it's tradition.
Yes. So we stopped in, and they had a bunch of antique trucks. They had, as you said, Diamond Rio. But one of the funny things was, it seemed like a cool event, and it was neat to drop in and see it. But we turned on the TV later that night or the next day, and we found out that it was featured on national CNN. That event.
Yeah, it was like a full-on CNN.
Because of course, it kind of coincides with a couple weeks ago how it was kind of at the peak of fuel prices.
Oh yeah,
Stuff's fallen
yeah.
off a bit now, but that's how long we've been on tour. It's been long enough for the
for the fuel
for the
prices.
price for the price of fuel to change dramatically. But we saw it on CNN, and I just don't think I've been that much in proximity to
No.
any broadcast of CNN.
I'm
so
pretty sure
kinda
that we were
weird.
just off screen, like for the filming or something. Like did they not?
I'm
film?
surprised we didn't see
got-
the guy there.
I thought we were.
doing the
we
in-person
might have just been
reporting.
off screen. Can you imagine if we were like literally 10 feet away from our CNN debut
That would have been funny.
just as extras?
Yeah, I just got to find your mic because I'm just going to turn
matter?
down your gain a little bit.
Oh, am I too loud?
No, you're
Are
good
you sure
now.
about that?
Yes, I'm
Is
sure.
that fine now?
Yes, because
All
once
right.
you get excited, you're going up a little bit into
All
the
right.
red.
So anyway, we almost had the CNN debut, and the Iowa 80 truck stop is massive. Like, just imagine.
It has a library, a movie theater. It's a great spot.
The Chrome shop
tell ya.
alone is like the size of a normal truck stop.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a normal big truck stop. It's a few stories tall.
Yeah, it's great.
Anyway.
It's kind of like the Mall of America for
Yes.
truck stops.
Yes. James and I have this weird affinity for malls when we're out on the road. It's we were talking about this a little bit.
I love all the malls too, because I appreciate a mall that's seen better days too.
Yeah.
It has a weird, it's own thing.
It's a very fascinating thing, a mall that has, like we did our whole segment on dead malls, remember? And it's because I think it's just the fact when you're out on the road and you don't have as many amenities as you do at home, if you show up at a mall, you know that pretty much everything that you'd ever need is right there, ready to go. And that's probably comforting. I don't know. Is that kind of where this comes from? I'm trying to think about it. You also could be anywhere. I don't know. It's an interesting psychological sort of thought experiment. Like, what is it about malls for us on the road that does it? Is it the comfort of having all the stuff? Is it just like
I like a lot of things about malls. I'll say I like what's that store that has candles? You know,
Hallmark?
Not Bath and Body Works, but is that the one?
No.
I love Build-A-Bears.
Build-A-Bear Workshop. Yeah.
I've never been
What's the
in
candle one?
You know the one. It's like you walk by and that the whole stretch of the mall smells like whatever candles they've got on. There's that store. Well,
I can't remember the name of the store.
Not Bath. Anyways,
Bed Bath and Beyond.
No.
Do you mean are we talking American malls or Canadian malls? Anyway, the food court. That's what you smell. The food court.
No, there's the store that's everybody knows it.
Yankee Candle?
No, and it has candles in it. I think it's Bath and Body Works.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. But that's not it's candle.
Yeah.
Oh, it is candles.
They do.
But it's also like body creams and stuff. That
most
are really
people, they're too strong or whatever. But,
well, they are very strong, yes.
Yeah,
they're
but
very strong.
I definitely enjoy that.
If you can smell them walking in the hall, then the creams are probably a little strong.
Oh yeah, no, it almost knocks you over. It's so strong. Like actually, it's very chemically, but
but also pleasant.
I really enjoy that, and they already have fall candles out.
That's right.
And it's the beginning of August, so that's
the
also
Walmart
very much
for us too.
Yeah, but I'm saying I saw this today. They already have the fall candles at the Bath and Body Works in the mall that we were at.
No way, yeah.
And so I can appreciate that because I appreciate getting into the next season kind of early.
You're kind of obsessed with Christmas, like 6 months ahead, though.
Definitely.
Like when do you start listening to Christmas music, James?
I have started in July, August before.
That's
for sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's
I'm just
crazy.
gonna list a few more things that I like about malls, though. Can I do that?
The Christmas all year shop at the mall.
That I do.
You love that, yeah. So it's all about Christmas
and
for
James.
James.
I do love. What else do I love about malls? Sometimes they have a good EB Games, or GameStop. Sorry, GameStop is the American one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I like the malls.
Yeah,
right?
No,
that's
all
why I
the
like
things.
the malls.
All
The food court. I mean, but you were trying to you're trying to psychologically analyze why we like the malls.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we like these places.
It feels fun. It feels like I'm going to an amusement park.
It's sort of nostalgic. Maybe there's a bit of that too. Like I'm actually just trying to break it down. It's not just because it's not like we get the same feeling when we go to a bunch of stores. Like just a place with like a bunch of stores in a row that are.
It feels it feels like you're going to an amusement park or something.
Yeah,
for me. Or the closest thing to it in every small town, or not every small town, but if a town that has a mall, it's kind of where the fun is,
Yeah, no, I agree. It's kind of the central hub.
Yeah,
in a lot of places.
So, anyways,
or the downtown, but it's a different feeling that we get when we go to a downtown than a mall.
Yeah, so there is a nostalgia to it. They're kind of going away.
It's very Stranger Things.
Anyways, we stopped at one today. Oh, the Cheesecake Factory. I've never been in, but I just like seeing it. I think I like seeing the what's that movie where there's Oh, there's lots of malls and movies, but the one that came to mind is the one with Adam Sandler, the Hanukkah one.
8 Crazy Nights.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And how the mall, like the animated mall where it comes to life at night and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was a crazy movie.
That was wild.
I don't think that one's for kids either.
No,
so
it's
I
definitely
shouldn't-
not.
Okay.
Definitely not. Well, whatever.
Let's not suggest that one.
There's a lot of Adam Sandler movies that aren't, but
And I like the colors and the brands and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
It's nostalgic. That's probably what it
But
is.
we did stop at the nice thing about this tour has been we've been going to some really interesting spots,
Yeah,
some great
We've
downtowns.
kind of been staying
Chattanooga.
away from
Chattanooga was a really cool downtown, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like that was a
nice.
really cool downtown. We really
Was
enjoyed
nice. Went to
Chattanooga.
Long Island,
The
where
first time we've ever been to Long Island.
our
yeah.
mom lived for
A
several
few years when she was really little.
Yeah.
So we've been going to some neat downtowns.
It's different spots than we've been before.
But, you know,
On
about
tour.
halfway through the tour,
Yeah.
we did finally stop into our old trusty Walmart. And we say old trusty Walmart because
Now that's a comfort
You
thing.
can-
Walmart is a comfort
right,
thing, but it's also
but you
kind
can
of
park the bus
Yeah.
at a Walmart, which we have many times. They actually Walmart encourages people with RVs to park there because, of course, that means that they're going to keep coming in and buying multiple times rather than just coming in once. So anyway, the whole Walmart thing's
Walmart's
its
fun,
own
man.
thing. But I
It's
will
fun.
say the scented candle section. I mean, look at James picked up. Mind you, the Walmart where we stopped. I think it was literally 35 degrees Celsius outside, at like 95 Fahrenheit,
so at least
whatever it
people
was. Whatever.
know.
Okay,
At least people
and
know
James
I'm not.
picks up to have in our room the apple pumpkin mainstays scented candle. Apple pumpkin.
That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
so every night that we stay in a hotel, James and I, and we always share a room, every single night, and it's like 35 or 40 degrees out, 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 100% humidity, and we're smelling apple pumpkin pie in the room.
Well,
Because
at least people know I'm telling the truth, right?
no, that's
I mean,
true. That's true. But it's a wonderful thing that I identify with as well somehow. Maybe it's like there's again.
What
some
are you
nostalgia.
identifying with?
I like the
You like
fall
a
scented
candle?
candle.
Oh yeah.
You just
I
like
like
it way
being-
earlier than me.
I like kind of getting into the next season.
Right.
Early.
Right.
Just
You
thinking
so you
about
don't live for the
fall.
moment. You don't live for the moment. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I think it's a problem. It might be a problem.
Not to quote our own song,
might be a
but
problem.
someday we're gonna say these were the good old
I know,
days.
and
So
that
don't-
was
so
part- I was partly
don't
that was part
don't
of that.
move on from them too fast.
I know. So if you want to analyze anything, I think you should analyze that.
Just a shameless
Not why
plug.
I like malls.
Shameless plug for our own song there.
Yeah.
You like that?
So I like to get into the next season a little early.
Right.
Sometimes I will jump a couple seasons, and then I'll come back.
Full
like-
circle.
It'll be like I will want to listen to some Christmas or that kind of, stuff, and then I will. I just smelled Chipotle. Did you have like Chipotle or something? Or
I literally just ate a shrimp and parm steak. It's over there in the Chipotle has
I
meat in
smelled
it.
barbecue or something.
Oh, that's actually funny. Do you smell smoke here? Okay, so that's a funny tour story.
Okay.
So yesterday
I actually do smell
we're
barbecue
in
also.
Albany, New York, because we played at Cafe Lena in Saratoga Springs. Great venue, really cool, very historic. Lots of folk artists have been through there. Bob Dylan played there lots of times. Check it out. It's a really cool venue. Look it up online. So we got to play Cafe Lena again and return after, I think it was 11 years. We played with John Hammond there in 2011.
That was great.
And so we were staying in Albany, just down the road, and we're at a Comfort Inn, decent Comfort Inn. Kid you not, we check into the rooms. Suddenly, there's a smell of smoke throughout the whole hotel. The fire alarm goes off for like 2 minutes. And nobody evacuates. We're all kind of like,
I don't know if you should say that. I wasn't in the hotel at the time.
you weren't?
I would have told John, let's get outside.
Let's get outside, yeah.
Because I'm a protocol guy. You know that.
You're a protocol guy, yeah.
I am.
Well, anyway, I didn't just not leave the room. I did leave the room and kind of look around, stuff like that, and it looked like somebody had just pulled the alarm or something. So and then
And then
smoke
s-
started to smell after the fire alarm
Oh.
went off. No, the fire alarm went off
I
first.
thought
No,
you
no,
were about
okay,
to
so no.
explain.
Okay,
yeah,
so-
and then someone put a fake smoke smell.
No.
Is that-
No, we were on the 4th floor, and the smoke smell started on the 2nd floor. So when we went out, we're walking around. What's wrong? There's nothing wrong. Somebody must have pulled the fire alarm. It's just got to be a false alarm, right? And then after the alarm turns off, start to smell smoke. At that point, I go outside because I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
And there are fire trucks. Oh, also, I ordered Uber, and the lady couldn't even get into the parking lot that drove my food here to the hotel.
No, 'cause they
She
turned
said,
her
"Hi, I
around.
can't get in your parking lot because there are fire trucks everywhere." I said, "Okay, now I got to go outside." So I went outside, fire trucks everywhere, and it was the weirdest, most nonchalant situation because the firemen were going from room to room trying to source out the smoke smell. Couldn't find it, never did. I asked them, I said, do you think it's electrical? They said, no, it doesn't smell like electrical. I said, what does it smell like? They said, it smells like paper and wood burning, which is the
So
whole
bad.
hotel.
So bad.
Anyway, their theory was that somebody had dropped, like they shouldn't have been smoking in the room, maybe dropped a cigarette butt in a trash can or something like that. And so we were just hoping all night playing in Saratoga Springs that we had a hotel to go back to. And by the time we went back, nothing was there. The smoke smell was gone. It was all good. But it was the weirdest thing.
Thank you to the firefighters.
Thank you to the
Good work.
firefighters.
Good
And
work.
but also there were a lot of fire trucks there and a lot police. Like it's like it was a slow day.
It looked like a crime
It
scene.
looked like a slow day, and they all
was
went
crazy.
to the Comfort Inn.
It was crazy.
It was crazy. I got pictures.
But
I'll share them next time.
no, I got. It was either I was losing my mind or something, but it smelled like barbecue or something.
Well, I don't smell it, so hopefully you're not having a stroke.
Well, it's been a great season 3, and no. So it's just I should say it's really great to be back, and I'm not
It is.
finishing the episode yet.
No.
Yeah, but I'm just
saw that.
saying
So
it's great to be back.
it is. It's great to be back.
But I just knew John. He picks up on things like that it would feel like I was trying to end it off, but we're not yet.
I think we're lounging more, and so I kind of want us to.
This is good though. I think that
lounging more, so I kind of want to move the camera.
I think that
Like this.
you know
You know what I mean? Like this.
we
It's my film.
This
my
show
film school
shouldn't
thing.
feel super rigid. I'm gonna get
Oh,
so
it's not rigid. Listen to us.
well because it's what my goal though.
Right.
If we're talking goals, is for us to eventually have it live again, and have a setup that we can do. I was a little overly ambitious, thinking that we could have it live while we're on the road. We did get a hotspot, but there are some different options of us how we can do it live with cool backgrounds and stuff like that. So we're still working that through. But I do
you
like
got
the live
you got
aspect.
a hotspot because a lot of our internet is slow. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I guess
Gotcha.
to
Yeah.
make it more concise.
Internet hotspot.
The internet isn't consistent enough out here for us to do it live like we were at home for the first couple seasons. I like a lot of elements that the road brings with some of the stuff in the moment of the stories, the stuff a couple of the things we've talked about. I'm sure there's other stuff that just because we've been driving all day we can't think of on the tour so far, but being on the road and being able to do this, also we're forced to be together, so it makes a lot of sense.
And
we
we're
have
forced
to
to be together
translate this
every
to
night.
when we're at home. We gotta keep this going.
Yeah.
I know
So
you're gonna be busy, but
no. Like
All right.
we're no.
All right.
We've started. I gotta give you credit, man. Like everybody needs
I
to
think
know
this
this.
is-
Everybody needs to know this. James,
believe
the
in,
podcast and the tech beyond the podcast is James's baby, and you have really you have really
every
kind of
season I feel like you give me this credit, but we're good. You don't. Thank you.
no, but
I know where it's going.
no, but well, they don't. I was just saying, James was you were really good at saying
I think
we got to
will be
do this.
fun, man.
Let's do it, and I'm really glad that we started because now we've started it, and
I think
you always
if we're
think
consistent, this is it's already fun, but it's a fun thing to capture these moments and
Yeah.
to definitely capture the road.
I also always underestimate how long we have the ability to talk. You and I are quite good at, at making an
Well,
hour
I don't know
work.
about good, but we can.
Well,
talk
we
for
can
sure.
we can ramble. We're
Yeah.
not maybe not good, but we're proficient ramblers.
Well,
Because we're ramblers. We're out on the road. We're rambling.
I see what you're saying.
Do you like that little double meaning?
Speaking of, another thing that's been on our list is Ramblin' Man.
Yes.
What a song.
We got to do that.
I think that would be a cool one live. And I think we got a few. We did on this tour get shipping up to Boston in the set.
So pumped.
We played that a little bit.
So pumped.
Over some of the sporadic shows we played over COVID, I guess, was when we really started it.
Yeah, but
that's
especially in the UK. We played it in the UK.
Yeah, that's a song I've wanted to play for a long time.
Oh,
and we got to play it in Natick,
which is basically Boston.
Yeah,
Natick,
so that was very cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And being able to do that there was pretty cool. But that song and Dropkick Murphys definitely, we're big fans.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
and we also had the coolest thing. So the last time that we toured through a bunch of these venues, I mean, we've toured the U.S. a lot since then, but some of these specific venues that we're playing again.
Yeah.
Last time we played was with a great Toronto band called Enter the Haggis, which
Right.
are like Dropkick Murphys. They're a Celtic rock
absolutely.
band. They're still playing. That's
amazing.
And I kid you not, a person came up to us in Boston and Natick, Massachusetts, and she said,
right.
"Have you guys ever heard of Enter the Haggis?" I said, "You're kidding me." The last time we were at this venue, I guess it wasn't Natick, but it was another one. Anyway, last time we were at like these venues was with Enter the Haggis because we did an opening tour with them 12 years ago, and it was kind of a nice full circle, especially having played the Dropkick Murphys song there. I also love The Departed. People know I'm a big film fan. I think we did John's top favorite films.
Now I've heard that movies are essentially. It's not going to be the same. Like, movies have become television shows, and
some have, yeah.
Like, well,
some
I mean, Top Gun came back, made a comeback strong.
Yeah, it did come back strong.
But what's your thoughts on that?
Top Gun?
No, movies.
Oh, movies in general.
Are you optimistic?
I kind of feel like if movies would have
me.
died, but if movies were gonna die, wouldn't they have died in the last 2 years?
They're not gonna die for me, but I don't know if kids really watch.
Oh, we're off again.
Here we go.
Look at that. We're
this
off
is
again.
off-road. It's fine. That's the thing, though. It still records, so we're fine.
That's good. That's
but
good.
I don't know. Everybody these days loves to watch television.
You're
shows,
not wrong.
Like younger
You're not
kids
wrong.
and stuff.
I mean, television is really.
I'm concerned.
It's a
about
new golden
movies
age of
because
television.
I am a huge movie fan, and
I was a little concerned until Top Gun came out. I'll be honest. If if you haven't seen Top Gun Maverick yet, it's. I hope it's still in theaters for people. But honestly, this is. I mean, I'm not paid by Tom Cruise. Obviously, he has no idea who we are. But
who would ever expect you to be paid by Tom Cruise? You just think that's funny?
Just to say that I'm not?
Yeah.
Like a self-effacing, but like look at me kind of deal?
Yeah, I heard someone talk about that recently, and they're like, I can't stand
when people say,
oh, by the way, I'm not paid to do this. It's like,
it's like, of course you're not. Nobody thought that.
Nobody's thinking that you're paid.
Nobody thinks that you're worthy of being paid by Tom. No,
classic.
Okay, sorry. I just totally did it though.
I
did
to do that.
It's like on Instagram when people say, a lot of people have been asking me about my whatever, like the way that I do my hair. It's like nobody asked you that. You just it's like anyway. No, but Top Gun Maverick. Okay, say what you will about Tom Cruise over the last 10 years and some of the headlines he's made. This guy has got to be one of the hardest working people in Hollywood. I mean, Tom Cruise got to be one of the hardest working people in Hollywood. This movie, I didn't know that fighter jets could do this stuff, and it's not.
Incredible.
There's no CGI. Like I mean, some of the explosions are CGI, like computer generated, but it's all actually being done. And Tom Cruise, that guy flies jets. I didn't know he flew jets. Like I knew he flew planes. I didn't know he flew jets. Like that's a whole other level, right?
That is
so
incredible.
honestly, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was one of the better summer blockbusters.
Yeah, but do you
I've
think
seen in a long time.
movies are gonna continue?
I don't know the answer to that. I feel like. I mean, let me put it this way: box office receipts are the same now as they were pre-COVID.
They are.
So like I mean, Top Gun Maverick, like they're.
I like going to the
movies. Or
movies.
they're pretty much the same. Like they're right, pretty much back to where they were. A lot of them, and it's kind of like. I think movies are just going to change, like the spectacle that you see. I will say the indie film
could
is
be
not
like
doing
records, where it's like maybe not as popular here and there, but it's like they're more because of the experience of it,
Right. Yeah.
that it has more lasting power.
Yeah, and that's why,
something?
like,
Am I making
Maverick, Top
sense right
Gun.
now?
No, you're right. Top Gun
Yeah.
Maverick was an experience to see in theaters. That's
Yeah.
like something you got to
And
go to
the
theaters
going
to
to
see.
the movies is an experience. It's a
Right.
thing that, like going to a live show, which I hope will stay kind of the same.
But like the indie,
it has
but
some intrinsic value to it. It has some lasting power.
Yeah.
Like records is an experience
Right.
of listening
Right.
experience,
and
and
there's
they've honestly they've outlasted. Well, as most people know, they've outlasted CDs in a
CDs,
way
yeah,
because
yeah.
they've come back.
and they
popular
force you
now.
to listen to the whole record. But it's like
Yeah,
I think the indie films, and not even indies, but like the films that aren't like blockbustery, like
yeah.
good example. A movie like A Marriage Story came out a few years ago, right, with
Mm.
Adam Driver and
Oh, that's-
Scarlett Johansson.
yeah, but I
Great,
haven't seen it.
really great film. That kind of movie you're seeing less and less on the big screen. You're
Mm.
seeing more of that going direct to streaming.
Yeah.
I think that's how
or
this is
or
changing.
in television
or it's
shows.
television
Like
applicable.
that
yeah.
that sort of story is being
Exactly.
told in television
I wa-
form.
sort of related. Watched a really good show with Alex back in January called Made. Really good. I mean, I've watched a number of really good shows, but like some of these stories you're not going to see on big screens because it's not as
Mhm.
much of a spectacle, I guess.
Yeah.
That's my theory. I think you're right, though. Think the nature of films is changing. I don't know if it's for better or for worse yet, but I don't know that I can definitively say it's for better at this point.
Mhm.
So remains to be seen. But Top Gun Maverick was awesome.
It was
Tom
quite
Cruise,
an experience.
you have my respect. I think I've seen. I think I tend to go to see most most Tom Cruise movies in theaters because they're always a blast.
Mhm.
I know you share that feeling with me, right?
Yeah, I like action movies. The action movies sort of got replaced by being
Like
all superhero
yeah.
movies.
And he's like
And,
straight up action.
I thought the message of there was a line about how something about how Maverick is the last of a certain type of or a certain breed or whatever,
dying
and
breed, fighter pilot being replaced by
and
drones.
then basically we may be dying out, but not today or something.
Yeah,
It was
not
pretty
today.
cool.
And that was
And it was kind of like the action star is dying out, but not today.
yeah.
Tom Cruise is
That was
here.
clearly a message being
Yeah.
sent. That was clearly
Yeah, I thought that was
that was a
pretty
good
cool.
line in that movie. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it was it was cool how it was aware. It's kind of self-aware moment or whatever, a meta moment or whatever you call it.
You know what's funny? We haven't gone to a single movie yet on this tour.
No, we have been slammed.
We've been very
so
busy.
thank you,
Very
John.
busy.
I want to say thank you for being willing to do this
You're
today.
so welcome.
Um,
No, this is awesome. This is awesome.
I'm glad that we really were able to get this going again, and because it definitely was not ideal to try to throw this in here tonight. It's getting pretty late, and but I had fun,
Me
and
too.
because there's lots of stuff to talk about because of
There is.
the tour, and we're sitting in Philly. The new project,
Yeah.
new single,
Brand new
something
single,
new.
something new.
Lots of stuff on the
puns
go.
on that one. We got something new coming for you. It's actually something new, not just a new song. Like we definitely used that pun a couple times.
Yeah. I'm not gonna really
Comment
acknowledge
on
the
it.
cringe on that, but
the cringe level.
it's all right.
I'm the
But
cringe king. I am kind of the cringe king.
no, you aren't.
though.
You're good.
Oh,
bro.
now you're backing down. Yeah.
Well, I don't
yeah,
want to be.
right.
I don't want to pile on you. But it's been nice to finally be busy music-wise
Yes,
after
yes.
doing the podcast on over COVID and doing some recording stuff at home, and doing the few shows here or there. So although it's been pretty busy on this start of the Something New tour for you and I, and we've been wearing a lot of hats. Although it's been busy, it's nice there is a lot of stuff about it that is refreshing for sure to be able to start doing it again. And would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Yeah. No, it's good to see you guys again. And I know it's pre-recorded, but we really appreciate you. And being on the other side of this now, actually being back out on the road, it just makes us appreciate that much more again, that you stuck with us through the pandemic and you hung out with us on off-road for 2 seasons. And now hopefully you'll stick around for a third.
Thank you. everyone. We'll see you next time.